What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000, and you're guaranteed 30. And the offer ends at the end of March. So I want to give you guys a warning about this pump that's starting right now. We are seeing Tesla up about 3 points so far, but that does not necessarily put us in the clear, at least quite yet. So let's talk about what's going on. The market's trying to pump right now. If you look at like SPY, Tesla, and the others, we're seeing an attempt to push. And I do think SPY could push a little bit more, but I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to last a very long time because you have to be careful with some news that's coming out. Anyways, we'll talk about Tesla first. So there's been a lot of talk about how Tesla's going to be launching its unsupervised FSD in June. That's what Elon Musk said during the earnings call. And there's been a lot of talk about how Tesla's just trying to put their foot in the water right now. They're starting off with a toe, then they're going to put more toes, eventually, the whole leg. But the point that Musk is making is that they're actually launching FSD. It's going to become a reality at least as time goes on, and this has a lot of investors very, very excited. Now, on top of this, I want to mention that there's been more talk about how Tesla received 170,000 pre-orders for the Model Y refresh. I don't have the official numbers confirmed by credible sources yet, though, to truly say that. Okay, so what I mean is, the last time I saw a credible source confirm this, they said we had 70,000 orders 2 weeks ago. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's very close to this number right now. This could be correct, but I just want to see more credible sources confirm this. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very good piece of news because it tells us that the Model Y refresh is going to be a big hit. And as Tesla upgrades their model, they change the design and factors like that. It's going to be very bullish as time goes on once those sales, right, they end up coming back in. So that being said, what's happening today? It's Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. At 11 o'clock a.m., we have consumer inflationary expectations. And at 11:30 a.m., we have the 3 and 6 month bill auctions. So get ready for some volatility with all of this coming out. And then there was some news that came out involving President Trump. He mentioned that he wants to impose 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. He did not say when he's going to impose them specifically, but he did say that that's what he wants to do. It's also going to be affecting companies like US Steel and many others, so please keep that in mind. Now, he also mentioned that there's going to be more import duties coming very soon. He's going to be signing more executive orders today. I think at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when he's going to be doing it specifically. And we'll see when he starts announcing these new tariffs. Okay. Will he include Japan, India, the EU, Vietnam, Thailand, and many countries like that? Will he be doing that? Will he not? We'll have to wait and see. And once his announcements come out, we have to be very cautious in the markets because this could cause a disruption. Besides that, we had a couple of earnings like McDonald's and Monday.com. I'll talk a bit more about those maybe later on. I just want to focus on something very important for now. So just know that as far as Tesla is going, this is trying to rebound a bit because we have formed a base right over here. So if you look at the way this is going to look, we're forming this base here. This is going to possibly try to slowly push a bit higher into like the low 360s. But the problem which I see is that even with Tesla trying to do that, when you go back to like the daily charts, okay, we're still technically, going to see some weakness. We're going to likely still gap down. So we'll have a gap to fill when we open. We might try to push for that 361 area or so. But then there's still these open gaps down here in the 340s. I'm still a little bit concerned about, especially as we're breaking on the daily chart. And that makes me think that this is not going to be a forever pump. This pump is not going to just be, sustainable. And the bottom is not in yet for Tesla. Just looking at this chart, I don't see signs of that yet. There's no sign of a change of direction yet. So it might just be a temporary pump to fill this gap, maybe push up like this. And then if Tesla cannot get back above like 375 or so, we could still see a rug pull depending on when Mr. Trump ends up announcing those new tariffs. If he includes Taiwan or Vietnam or other countries, this could still be affecting the whole markets. And we'll see if that causes Tesla to get that kind of like rug pull. So for now, look for a move up and be careful the higher we go, especially as we get close to about 361. We might push a little bit higher on Tesla, but that does not mean it's going to last once we get Trump's announcements. So just keep that in mind. On the other hand, we have SPY, This is trying to push a little bit, so I think that this may attempt to get close to about 605. If we surpass that, I think we go up to about 608 ish, very close to the 607s at the very least. So I think 605 to 607 is going to be tested. We might go a little higher, but be careful because in history, every time SPY is hitting this like 608 to 610 area, like over here during this period, here, and here, we keep on getting these big rejections. So, yes, we'll see if Trump's tariffs cause a big move. If we manage to break 610, I will flip to more bullish if we could break the all time high. But as of right now, we keep coming just short. And as we get very close to that 608 to 610 area, there's going to be a risk of us coming back down to fill this gap. Trump's tariffs could cause a big rug pull again. So we'll see about that, right? We'll see when he ends up making those announcements. For the short term, I think SPY pushes to 605 to 607, just goes a little bit higher. But then I'm warning you to be very cautious as this thing tries to push a little higher. Be careful because we'll have to see what ends up happening. For the QQQ, it's the same thing. Okay, I think we're going to be pushing to about 528 to about 530 in that range. We push a little bit higher by a couple of points, possibly. If we could surpass 533, we're looking for 535. My gut tells me it just goes up a little bit more, but then we'll be careful in case Donald Trump's announcements come. We could always turn right back down. So we're just waiting to see when he's going to make that move. For the short term, yes, we're a little more bullish. Might try to recover a bit more, and then we'll see what happens once those announcements officially come. For the Russell 2000, this is trying to bounce. We could be on our way up to 228 to 229 in that range, and we'll see if we get a rejection or not. But I do anticipate some upside. ES looks a bit more bullish looking at this trend line. I might retest this. This is going to be around the just under 6100. I think it's going to be pushing to about 6100 on ES. And then we'll see if we go a little higher. It's possible it goes a bit higher. And then we'll see what happens when Trump makes his announcements. Because if he imposes more tariffs on Japan or some other country, the first reaction has been more negative. Will the second reaction be like this once they're officially imposed? Could this just be a pump because they're getting ready for a dump? It could be manipulation. So you want to be very open-minded to that possibility. NQ is trying to pump right now. Could this go higher? Yeah, it might try to push a little higher for about the 21,800s. But we need to get back past 22,000 to really turn bullish. If we don't surpass that, we could still come right back down after Trump's tariff announcements. So we're just just waiting to see how that's going to go. Bitcoin, I was talking about how we had this bearish wedge, but we're actually breaking past it. I said we had to break through it to be bullish, and if we lost this, we would turn bearish. The setup was bearish, but now we're trying to push here. So look at 98,000. If we surpass this, we're looking for 99,500. If we end up losing 96,000, we're looking for a dump back down. For now, it might be pushing to just under 99,500. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. For Nvidia, this is remaining bullish. This is going to be looking for 133 as our targets. If we break that, we have the potential to go up to about 140. So I do see a little bit more upside potential, but we'll see if that continues depending on these factors, depending on these tariffs. With the market trying to bounce, we might see Tesla attempt to pump a little bit, just a little bit more, get close to about the low 360s. And then we'll see if we get a rejection off that. So just keep that in mind. For Aapl, we have another setup right here. So we came very close to support right here at 226. We might attempt to push up for 230 and get very close to about the low 230s. Then we'll see if we get a rejection. I'll be watching that very closely, at least just to be safe. For a few more, we have Amazon. Amazon has a double bottom and might be trying to attempt to get back up to about 232 for a small push, and we'll see if we get a rejection afterwards. For Meta, we have 720 right now. I was thinking it was going to test it was going to kind of dip and then come back up. We do have a gap down here. So yes, it might try to push for 725, but we'll see if the market turns back down. Once Trump's announcements come out, this could retest and get back to where this gap is down here. That's about a 9-point dip. So we'll see how that goes. As of right now, Meta looks a little bit more bullish. Microsoft is testing resistance right over here around 413. If we surpass that, we're looking for 414, then 417 is our target. Might go a little bit higher for like 414 at the very least. So expect another 2 points from where we currently are. And then we'll see if it turns from here. I think that Google could also try to push a bit higher for 191. Then we'll see if we get a rejection or not. But for now, there's still some upside potential. With that being said, I think that Tesla is going to try to bounce a little bit, especially as we're gapping down. We have a gap to fill on the daily now. It might try to push a little bit, a couple of points to the low 360s. So there might be a small pump, but this may not be, a forever move, a move that's going to last. And this is not necessarily the market bottoming yet. I'm going to be very cautious because Donald Trump is about to make some big announcements. And once he makes them, there could be a lot of volatility, and we'll see if the market makes a move back down, especially as we have those gaps to fill below, especially on SPY and Tesla. So please keep that in mind. With that being said, I thank you for listening. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Thank you and peace out.